Hi everybody, in this video we are going to change the oil control valve in this 2002 Lexus ES300. This also applies to other cars that use the 1MZ FE engine, which include those shown. I'm going to go through the repair first, and then afterwards I'll go through the process I went through to diagnose this problem. So if you're wondering if this is your problem, stick around to the end for that. We're going to be changing these out in the middle of a snowstorm. Nice and cozy here in the garage. So let's get started. The things you will need are a 5mm Allen wrench, a 10mm socket with an extension, a 14mm wrench, and a needle nose pliers. Also the new OCV valves and some brake cleaner. Start by removing the plastic engine cover. Use the 5mm or 3/16 inch will probably work. Allen wrench to remove the 3 nuts. Then pull the cover off. So we'll be replacing both the Bank 2 OCV, which is here, as well as the Bank 1 OCV, which is located further back closer to the firewall. We'll start with Bank 1. Just to give you a frame of reference, I'm recording from above at this location, so in the following footage, this is the viewpoint that you will be looking at. So use the 10mm socket to remove the bolt holding the OCV in place. It helps to use an extension. Remove the bolt. Next, press the plastic clip and pull off the electrical connector. The solenoid is already a little loose, which is fortunate. Wiggle it from side to side while pulling it out. Here's the Bank 1, or sometimes called right hand, oil control valve. And here are the corresponding part numbers on it, in case those are helpful to you. Toyota 15330-20010. Next, we'll remove the filter and clean it out. Use a 14mm ratcheting wrench to loosen that bolt. And then use your fingers to take it the rest of the way out. It'd be easy to drop this down into regions unknown. So here's that bolt. It doesn't look too horribly dirty. Next, use a needle nose pliers to carefully remove the filter. I almost lost it a couple times. So here's the filter. Hopefully I didn't damage that too much. Spray it off with some brake fluid to clean it off. Once it's cleaned out, it's going to fit back in like this. Reinstall the filter first. I'm going to disconnect some of these hoses to help with access. Then get the bolt started. I had better luck with my left hand. Then tighten it up with the 14mm wrench. Clean off the valve port with a clean rag. And here we have the old valve and the new one side by side. Here's the part number of the new valve. Part number 917-214 for Bank 1. Compare the orientation of the retaining ear to make sure you're putting in the right one. I'll put a link to these valves in the video description. By the way, if you use that link, it won't cost you any extra, but it does help support this channel. So if you can, I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, if you aren't in a position to do that now, no worries. Just hit the like button, that's also appreciated. Alright, so now take the new valve and slide it into the port. This one comes pre-greased, which is nice. You know it's fully seated when the ear comes into contact with its mating surface. Then reinstall the 10mm bolt. don't go overboard on tightening that up, it just holds it down. Reattach the electrical connection. And that's it for Bank 1. The new OCV is installed. Now let's move on to the Bank 2 OCV, which is located here. This one is a little easier. Use the 10mm socket to loosen the retaining bolt and remove it. Then, press the plastic clip to remove the electrical connector. Next, wiggle the valve side to side and pull it out. Here are the numbers on this old valve. 15340-20010 for Bank 2, also called left. Next, let's remove the filter cover, which is located here. Use the 14mm wrench to get it loose. Then, remove it by hand. And see if you can reach the filter with your fingers. This doesn't look too bad, but we'll clean it up anyway with some brake cleaner. Once that's clean, go ahead and reinstall it with the larger end in first. Put the 14mm bolt back in and get it hand tight. Then tighten it the rest of the way. Then clean the mating surface with a rag. Now put the new valve back in and press it all the way down until the ear is flush. Reinstall the 10mm bolt. Tighten it up a little bit. Reattach the electrical connection. Alright, so we now have both OCVs installed. Reconnect any tubes that you may have removed. I managed to crack this brittle rubber tube. And reinstall this one. That should do it. Now we can put the engine cover back on. There's a little clip here that latches down the back. Then use the 5mm hex key to tighten up the engine cover nuts. And now start up the car to make sure it works. Sounds good. Let's head out into the blizzard. Please like and subscribe to be notified of more videos about this Lexus ES300. Alright, now I want to go into the diagnosis for this problem and what led me to this fix. Before that, a quick note about OCV versus VVT. The OCV, or oil control valve, is a solenoid that adjusts the flow of oil to control the camshaft position. And VVT refers to the entire variable valve timing system. The OCV is the controller of the VVT system. Now, the most common indication of a bad OCV, which I didn't get personally this time, but is very common, is if you get errors P1349 or P1354. These codes refer to a variable valve timing system malfunction, so it's pretty obvious. For me, on the other hand, it was a little less obvious. Alright, so here are the symptoms I had. I was driving down the freeway on my commute to work. Suddenly the car hesitated and lurched a few times. The cruise control kicked off, the track off, VSC, and check engine lights all came on. So I pulled over and read the codes with my handy Boscom OBD2 reader. The errors I got were the following. P0300, multiple cylinder misfires, followed by P0301, P0303, and P0305, which are the three Bank 1 cylinders, 1, 3, and 5. Then I had P0016, which is the crankshaft position error, Bank 1, and P0011, camshaft position error, Bank 1. I also had P1100 and C1201, which came on because the other errors turned off the cruise control, vehicle stability control, VSC, and traction control. It's always a good idea to consider all your error codes together. Certain combinations of codes usually refer to different things. So don't just take one code out of context without considering the other codes too. Alright, these pointed me to the OCV solenoid valve on bank 1 because of the crankshaft and camshaft position errors causing misfires, all on bank 1. I decided as long as we're in there, let's change both the bank 1 and bank 2 OCVs. So that was the diagnosis that led me to this repair, and so far the car has been running great, so I'm considering this a success. Well, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, remember to like and subscribe.